Are soul grinders of Nurgle any good? They're good, but that price is a lot. So this is going to be about whether they can turn the tide for you and how hard you should push yourself to get one, since they come from the end cycle of a military building that's safe to get at tier 3 of settlements. How hard should you push? Let's take a look. Please like, subscribe, comment, and consider donating well-sprayed gold coins to my Ko-Fi treasury. I can use all support in any form you can give. Thanks. Soul Grinders of Nurgle cost 1900 gold in campaign, so 3800 for Kugath, and 475 upkeep, which is pretty hefty. This single entity weighs in at 8188 health on Ultra. It has 90 armor, which is very strong, 20% physical resistance on top of that, 65 leadership, which is pretty decent, 75 speed, which is very impressive, and 100 charge speed. Melee attack is 42 default, and is poison and magical attack. Attack interval is a bog standard 4. Blast size is listed as large and can inflict actual damage on a total of 8 targets, which is the best you can get from most heroes. Melee defense is 35. Weapon strength is 450. There's higher in the game, but this is a hybrid unit, so it's okay. This is split between 135 base and 315 armor piercing, so when this unit hits heroes and single entities, it hurts. Well, when it hits just about anything, it hurts. Charge bonus is a reasonable 30, and mass is 4000 for greater ease of cycle charging. This Soul Grinder has a ranged weapon, but it is essentially an anti-infantry mortar, not a city wall breaker. Remember that, it's important. Ammunition is 15 by default, which is low, but a very late game tech will double this value. Range is 360, pretty robust, but not top tier. These missiles are just as poison and magical as before. Nominal damage is listed as 356, with 30 base damage and 70 armor piercing on a direct hit, and 30 base explosion damage and 60 explosion armor piercing in a 6 meter detonation radius, which is actually comfortably big. The Soul Grinder fires 3 such projectiles per volley. Reload time is 16, which isn't short. Total accuracy is 20 default, with a calibration distance of 300. I consider this highly impressive, and a calibration area of 80, which is a lot of spread, so it's going to be generally on target much of the time, with wide variation in where it hits exactly. In other words, the bigger and blobbier the blob, the better. Blob on. In the Kugath-style redline skills, Filth Incarnate has up to 15 armor and plus 6 melee defense, making the Soul Grinder even tougher. Rank 7 elites benefit from putrid resistance, and are granted plus 7 melee attack, 15% spell resistance, and 15% missile resistance, making it that much easier to mortar in the face of long-range enemy fire or even magical harassment. In the tech tree, the Locus of Virulence tech doubling ammo is the only tech directly affecting the Soul Grinder, but if you're able to skirmish lob 30 shots, I'd say the Grinder has done its work very admirably. How do you use these Soul Grinders of Nurgle then? Well, the thing is, it's very easy for them to be trapped doing something they'd rather not, especially since there are so few other missile units in the roster to help. Some of it is matchup dependent. They simply are a lot better annihilating clumps of Jade Warriors than Stone Trolls. They'll help with everything, and I definitely wanted to make more use of them supporting Kugath with his ranged game. It's just that they're going to stand out more if they can get those shots off than not. So, their value is ultimately up to you. Nurgle healing is much more powerful with single entities than masked units that have lots of models, so the care you put in directly affects the power you get out of them. In the end, it's so flexible a unit, and so powerful at helping you clear out the trash, you'll find it helping just by hanging around. Maybe give it a friend or two. Soul Grinders work fine together, and working with heroes is probably another really good idea. Finally, I want to do this video at this stage partly because of the early stage you can get 1 or 2, but also because it provides so much potential. You'll want to compare units, even hero units, to the Soul Grinder to figure out just how good or efficient said unit is. It's a valuable mental exercise. Take care, and have fun trying to make up for being able to afford only Nurglings after you purchase a Soul Grinder. Not really. Have fun grinding the souls for Grandfather. I'm not saying this unit is cost efficient, but it's going to do work for you, and that's what really matters.